Hey everybody, good morning. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime. Hopefully you can hear me. Make sure. Yep, here we go. We're going to use that. So, craziness. I usually don't do lives like this during the day, but Andrew has been arrested. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who was formerly known as Prince Andrew, has been arrested in the UK either late last night or early this morning. I'm not, they're about like 5 hours ahead. So it's probably this morning. Um, and this has everything to do with the Epstein case. We all know that he and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. They were introduced by Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's girlfriend or partner or whatever you want to call her, because she actually knew Prince Andrew from years before. So that's how they became acquainted. And since the release of the files, we now see, more photos, compromising photos of Andrew basically hovering over very young women on the floor, and then, Virginia Jeffrey, or Virginia Roberts as she was at the time, their relationship and, his settlement to her, and then the infamous interview he did years and years ago trying to explain away his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, which made him look a lot worse. Since all that has happened and since his brother Charles has taken the throne of England, being known now as King Charles III, he has stripped Andrew of everything, of his royal duties, of his royal titles. So he is no longer Prince Andrew. He is now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who, if you guys are like, well, where did that come from? Um, Prince Andrew and Charles's parents, Prince Philip was known as Prince Philip Mountbatten, and the royal family go by the royal last name of Windsor, and they have since the First World War. So Mountbatten Windsor is where that comes from. So yeah, so here's what's going on. So he's been accused of basically releasing stock tips to Jeffrey Epstein to, in the British stock market. That's what they're getting at. And that's what they're going after him for. Now, I did a brief 30-second research, so bear with me here. But according to Grok, since he has been stripped of all of his royal titles, he does not have diplomatic immunity. He had it very loosely when he still had his titles. That really goes to the head of state. So Queen Elizabeth had that, and now Prince Charles, King Charles now has that. I think before he became king, with him being next in line to the throne, he actually had it at that point. But it's kind of like people who are instrumental to the running of to the royal family. I would say King Charles, his wife, Queen Camilla, um, the Prince of Wales, William, and his wife, Princess Kate. Their children probably all have it. Um, I mean, even Prince Harry and Meghan Markle probably even have it to a degree, but I seriously doubt they do. But yeah, Andrew definitely does not have it. So if they want to now investigate him and charge him with anything involving Epstein here in the States regarding the sex ring and whatnot, he's now severely vulnerable to get those charges. So we will have to wait and see what happens as this flows. But now that he is seeing some charges there in the UK involving Epstein, I think there's going to be more coming down the road. So later on today, I'm going to do a full exposure on basically royalty and scandal when it comes, especially when it comes down to criminal charges. Because usually, when you hear about anybody in any royal family anywhere in Europe or in the world, when they come down with charges, it's usually with tax evasion. It's not something like anything like this. Now, granted, he has not been charged with anything sex wise. He's not been charged with anything like that. So right now they're going after like releasing of private information and whatnot, but I do think charges are going to be coming soon down the road, because once that door opens, you crack the door open, it's going to blow wide open. And I think now that he no longer has diplomatic immunity, they're really going to come after him. I think they will. And it's made very clear, King Charles is not going to protect him. He's made that very clear. In fact, the second he took the throne, he started stripping Andrew of everything. So yeah, Andrew's on the chopping block big time. So I am curious to see where this goes. But like I said, I'll be back later on today, probably this evening, to give you a full rundown on people of royalty and criminal charges and how that works with them. Because right now you also have the son of the Princess of Sweden. Is it Sweden or Norway? I'm sorry, Norway. Um, Now the queen consort or princess consort, I think it's the queen consort of Norway. Her son, she's a son from a previous relationship. So, and she was not royal when she married into the family. Now her son is also now battling with sexual misconduct, rape charges there in Norway. So that's a first. You never really hear about these things. And if you look at the British royal family, they're not, away from scandal. I mean, at one point they felt that Jack the Ripper was a member of the British royal family, which is why nothing ever got investigated in the 1800s. But that has since been proven otherwise. It wasn't a member of the royal family. But here we go. So, like I said, this is going to be an interesting topic. I will be back later on today to discuss it further. But right now, Andrew's been arrested. He got the perp walk. I'm sure a mugshot's been put out or will be put out soon. And this is, I think, a start to the beginning of the Epstein victims starting to get some type of justice. Now, granted, he's not been charged with any sex crimes, but I do feel that's going to be very, very soon. So, have a great day, everybody. I'm going to hop off here, but as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe, but I will be back later.